Happy November! This is your host, Alex Hopper, and welcome to Across the Circus. If you're new here, we usually start off with international news and come on closer to home here in America. So let's get right into it. Our first story comes out of Iran from Amnesty International, where they are now calling for the UN to take action in the country after the Iranian security forces have killed 8 protesters in less than 24 hours. Many of the protesters are now made up of mourners who are mourning the 40 days it has been since the first protesters were killed by the Iranian forces. Hiba Murayev from Amnesty International is quoted as saying, "Failure to act decisively will only embolden the Iranian authorities to further crack down against mourners and protesters." Our next international story comes out of Somalia, where a car bombing has killed 100 people and injured 300. On October 29th, Al-Shabaab, an Al-Qaeda-linked Islamist group, set off 2 car bombs at an intersection in Somalia in response to the Christian-based syllabus that has been introduced by the president of the country. Many people have been hurt, and others continue to be traumatized by these attacks. The president of the country does warn that these deaths will continue as long as Al-Shabaab is allowed to operate in the country. Our next story comes out of Nalje in the Philippines, where fearing a tsunami, civilians ran to the base of a mountain to avoid a tidal wave, only to be met with a mudslide. 20 bodies have been recovered so far, but authorities are fearful to find 80 to 100 more people in the bottom of the mudslide. The area is known for horrible weather as well as tsunamis, and there has been multiple trainings in the area on how to respond to tsunamis. However, criticism has come on these trainings as they gave no sort of warnings for mudslides or other geohazards in the area. Our last international story comes out of South Korea, where in a Halloween celebration, 153 people were killed and 103 others injured in a crowd surge that happened Saturday night. Thousands of first responders have come to the scene to help those who were injured, as well as to extract the bodies of the 153 dead. Much cellular network help has also been provided by the country, and the president has been quoted as saying, "Last night, a tragedy and a disaster that should never have happened did happen in the middle of celebrating Halloween. As the president who bears the responsibilities for the lives and the safety of our people, I have a heavy heart and the sorrow is too much to bear." The U.S. Embassy became involved after 2 of the dead were confirmed to be U.S. citizens. And now for our news back home. Our first news from home this week is the buying of Twitter by Elon Musk. After acquiring the company, Musk fired both executives and has announced to have a meeting with a group of people to decide moderation going forward, stating that he's looking for people from both sides to be able to come together and decide what is appropriate for the platform. Our second news story from home this month is the conviction of Darrell E. Brooks and the homicide of 6 people and the injuring of 48 others, and the attack on the Christmas parade last year. The crime Darrell Brooks is convicted on is driving his red SUV through the Waukesha Christmas parade. Each homicide carries a mandatory life sentence, while each reckless endangerment carries a maximum sentence of 17 and a half years. Sentencing has yet to commence. Our last story from home this month is the attack of Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi. He is recovering in the hospital after having his home broken into and being attacked by an assailant with a hammer. Rand Paul, who was also attacked in his home by a political activist, reached out to give his condolences and wish Nancy Pelosi's husband well. He also called out Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who, whenever Rand Paul was attacked, sent out a tweet stating that his neighbor was right, cheering on his attack. Rand Paul was quoted tweeting, "No one deserves to be assaulted. Unlike Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who celebrated my assault, I condemn this attack and wish Mr. Pelosi a speedy recovery." Of course, only a coward goes to someone's home to settle political arguments. And that's it for this month's issue of Across the Circus. I've been your host, Alex Hopper. Stay safe, stay informed, and don't forget to turn the gas off before you go to bed.